So I'm going to come out right and say it. This album is just okay. When I was talking about Fear of the Dark, that album had some songs that I didn't like, but some songs I liked a lot. This album has like one or two songs I like a lot. The rest are just like okay. So that's pretty much like the style of this video review. The album is No Prayer of the Dying by Iron Maiden, released on October 1st, 1990. But before I begin, if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. So this is also an album I should like better. It's like the first Iron Maiden album I bought right after it was released in 1990. I do have lots of memories listening to this album in my dorm room. And, you know, because of all that, I probably should like it, but I actually don't feel it is like one of the great albums. Back in the late 80s, heavy metal was getting a lot more acceptance. Hair metal was very big at the time. And I think Iron Maiden wanted to put out an album that was like a little more accessible. But because of that, they did sacrifice their sound a little bit, and it's just like one of those sounds. It's a sound that like everybody loves. And that's kind of like the big problem. And because of that, Adrian Smith actually left in the pre-production phase. And not only that, they were trying to like capture the sound of like their earlier albums, like the Paul Di'Anno years, and that kind of caused Bruce Dickinson to kind of like strain his voice a little bit, or go from like an operatic style to more of like a raspier style. Bruce Dickinson also released his first solo album, Tattooed Millionaire, and that was like a few months right before the release of this album. And this was also the first album with Janick Gers on guitar. It's also a short album. Most of the songs are under 5 minutes. Only one song being 5.5 minutes. My favorite song is Mother Russia. I think this one actually foreshadows the style that they would adopt later in the 2000s. I think it's like very underrated. The song just like captures that great Steve Harris bass sound. It has a really great sound. Really love the melodic riffs, and it's kind of a song I wish it would be longer. It is 5.5 minutes, and that's like the longest song on the album, but they probably could have developed it more. And also know they never played this live, or as far as I know. If I'm wrong, let me know. It's probably a song they should bring back into their live sets. I think it would be the type of song that would kind of get the crowd going, similar to a song like Fear of the Dark. So I'm going to talk about the songs that I like. I really like the first song called Tailgunner. Has that classic Iron Maiden sound. It does have like a historical context, similar to like Aces High or 2 Minutes to Midnight. There's a really nice gallop to it. The bass sounds really good on this one, and Bruce's vocals do sound pretty good. So I think this is a pretty decent song for an opener. I like the title track called No Prayer for the Dying. It has a melodic guitar intro, and this is a song that captures the sound of what we really love about Iron Maiden. I really like Bruce Dickinson's vocal performance. I think he adds a lot of emotion to it. The melodic riffs are very good. Again, the same problem with most of the other songs. They're just kind of short for this type of song. I think it would work good as a longer song if they developed it more. So The Assassin, that's a really good song. It's a really nice bass sound by Steve Harris. Pretty cool opening guitar riff and pretty cool melody. I think this one does foreshadow their later sound from the 2000s. I also like the chorus, it goes like, better watch out, and then Bruce sings, 'cause I'm the assassin. I thought that's pretty cool. Run Silent, Run Deep, it's another good one. I like the intro. I think this one does have a sound that foreshadows the album, A Matter of Life and Death. And probably another song that could have been a little longer if they developed it. The song does capture that classic Iron Maiden sound. It has a really nice gallop to it. And I really do like Bruce's vocals on this one. So I'm going to talk about the songs that are like just okay. So the lead single, Holy Smoke, that's okay. It does kind of have like a happy feel to it in the opening riff, and doesn't really capture that Iron Maiden sound. Music video is kind of cheesy. It has Bruce Dickinson singing in a field of flowers. The song is about televangelists of that time period, and they were always asking for money, and that's a common theme with metal bands. So Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter, that was a big hit in the UK, and this one I don't really like that much, but it was the only #1 single for Iron Maiden. The song was intended for the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 Dream Child, and does have that type of sound where it does sound like, it works in an 80s horror movie, but despite all that, it doesn't really sound like Iron Maiden. It's actually a Bruce Dickinson solo album song. It appeared on Tattooed Millionaire, But Steve Harris wanted Iron Maiden to record it, and it actually worked out for them because they got a #1 from it. But you know, that's about it. I don't think it's a great song. Public Enema #1, I think that one's just okay. The intro riff is pretty cool. I like the chorus, but I don't know, I might be biased against the song title. I just don't like it that much, but I think it's just not one of the greats, but it's okay. Fate's Warning, that's another song. I like the intro, I like the cool bass sound, the melodic lead in the intro, but otherwise the song is just like not memorable. This is that one song I had to like go back and listen to a few times just to think of something to say about it, because it didn't really stick with me. The last song I want to talk about, Hooks in You, and that one is just okay. They were going for a different sound. It doesn't really have that classic Iron Maiden sound. I do like the breakdown in the middle part, like after about 2 minutes. You know, I really like the melody to that. But otherwise, as a song in general, I think it's just okay. So in conclusion, this is one of those albums that has one song I like a lot, Mother Russia. A few songs I think that are just okay. On a ranking, I would rank this pretty low. It's one that I don't go back to very often. But anyway, it is Iron Maiden, and there are some pretty good ones on it. So this week, I will be continuing my Iron Maiden series. Next will be Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, followed by Somewhere in Time, Power Slave, and I might even be able to do Peace of Mind. So stick around for that, and you're working on to the release of Senjutsu. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John. Take a look at some of the other Iron Maiden related videos I did right over there and over there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.